Okay, I became a wagee in Japan, Tokyo, of course, after 4 years of freelance web development. So this video was all about that. And I'm in this, the location is Okutama, which is an hour and a half from Shinjuku. As you can see, there's a lot of trees, a lot of nature, there's a river, there's a lot of fun around here. Oh, I mean, just walking around in nature. So I'll be walking around in nature like I do sometime, as I do, and I'll be talking to you about why and what, how someone comfortably working as a freelancer in Tokyo, someone comfortably working as a freelance engineer in Tokyo, why would they want to go back to the wagee employee, to become an employee? That's what the video is about, and like all my other videos, it's not well structured. I'm just going to talk and walk. So as a freelance lifestyle, is it really as free as an employee? And of course, I'm going to say yes. So I'll be giving up some freedoms that I would have as a freelance. Those freedoms are, for example, waking up when I want to, without worrying, taking whatever day I want off, taking a month or two off, and doing what I want to do. You can't just do that if you're an employee. So those are some of the freedoms. Another one, which is not so straightforward, is speaking your mind about stuff. And if you're especially tech companies these days, they tend to want to watch your social media and see what you say. You know my channel already, and I'm not saying anything crazy. I mean, I'm saying dumb things, but it's not something to get fired over, maybe. But I might say something, and that's the part which is, you might have to delete a few tweets, or be careful what you follow on Facebook, if anyone uses that anymore. So freedom of doing what you want to do, yeah, mostly gone. You would have to wait till after 7 p.m. when you clock out to do what you want to do. If you're freelance, you just take a few projects, take half a project, work half the day, and the other day, half the day, work on whatever else you want to do, or exercise, or just sleep. So yeah, freedom's gone, mostly. It's really hot today. Do you make more money freelancing than being an employee? Yes, you do. You make a lot more. The thing as well is that it's not guaranteed. Your monthly income is not guaranteed, and it's all up to you to find the projects and get the right connections, and you either do the project based or hourly based. So, but the question itself, do you make more freelancing than being an employee? Yes, you do. Some people can even make more than double freelancing than they can as an employee. That's not the easy part. So let's break it down really simply. In Japan, for let's say 7 years experience, which I do have, you can make around between there's a lot of bugs around here, 6 to 8 million yen, the average Japanese company that hires skilled workers. I'm not including these top companies that you see in Dev Japan, because most people aren't. I'm not saying don't go for those jobs, but I'm just saying these are extremely highly competitive positions, the English only positions. But the companies that I've talked to offer that range between 6 to 8 million yen per year. All intents and purposes, just say 60 to 80k. Okay, USD. Okay, I'm not going to go into USD because it's terrible to transfer money. Point being, let's make this real simple. You make, let's say, 80k, you're a really good engineer. If you freelance, you can easily take 5,000 yen per hour. The reason why that 5,000 yen per hour is an important number to look at is because that more or less sums up to 100k a year. Now that if you can push a higher hourly rate, let's say you're really an expert in whatever you do, asking for 7,000 or 8,000 yen an hour is not crazy, because you can obviously, let's say, do the whole server side programming by yourself, or you can code the whole front end for the user and admin page all by yourself because you're just this amazing guy or gal. So when you start looking at projects and your time that way, you can obviously even end up getting $100 an hour. I mean, this is not easy stuff. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but if you really put your hours into it and you really focus and get as many connections as you can, making $200K a year freelancing, it's realistic. From my experiences, right? 4 years. But the problem here is, which I found out, one of my videos, I'll put it somewhere here to show, making 100K. When you see some of my other videos about taxes and stuff, there is a level of kind of, I wouldn't say diminishing returns, but you get to a point where if you make more than 90K, you're getting taxed a certain amount. Then you should, in most cases, start a company. And the reason there are plenty of reasons, of course, liability. You'll drop your income to like 50 or 40K a year, and then you leave the rest of the money in your company, and you can use that money again to pay for other engineers overseas to help complete your projects that you were given. So that is the route which most people recommended me. But of course, as we know, as you've seen some of my videos about visas and stuff, and I don't have enough money to start my own company, and I don't have a permanent residency to open a company for free. So that's another part. So peaceful, isn't it? Peaceful. Peaceful. Look how peaceful this is. This is all an hour and a half away from Shinjuku. Look how peaceful it is. No one's here. Nobody. Just walk around. Just walk around. Enjoy walking around and thinking about nothing. And enjoying the weather. It's getting sweaty. Forgetting about bugs. Real bugs. Real life bugs. Another issue is PR and residency visas. So in my case, oh, it's raining. Ah, damn. In my case, and in many people's cases, they're on working visas. And with working visas, if you're not employed for 3 months at one time, I think it's considered illegal, or you become some type of illegal immigrant. I don't know the details, but my immigration lawyer said don't be without a job for 3 months, and each time you change jobs or your freelance client, you have to register with your local city hall. So that can be stressful for many people. Visa itself is stressful, but freelancing and handling visas is extremely stressful. The good thing about the permanent residency is that most of these, what I believe is that most of these rules don't apply to you. What else is there? So I'm trying to get my permanent residency. And to get my permanent residency, I've been living in Japan for like nearly 12 years now. And I've made enough money to apply, but I just wanted to make sure to get it, because I think if you don't get it the first time, the second time might be more difficult. And I'm just sweeping nothing right now. This is all just for show. So if I get a permanent residency, that means I can open up my own company. And I don't have to worry about making too much where I'm paying a lot of taxes or anything, because I'll just pay myself a lot less. And a lot of things that annoy me as a freelance or as a person on working visa doesn't really apply to a permanent residency. And of course, I'll just have my own company, pay myself a lower income, put the money back into the company and reinvest into, let's say, offshore developers or, whatever else I could reinvest that money into. And I can also travel outside of Japan or work overseas at the same time as having a permanent residency in Japan. But the other part is, just because I have a permanent residency in Japan, that's my residency, doesn't mean my company would be established in Japan. So that's another thing I'm thinking about is having residency in Japan, but registering the company in, let's say, Australia, New Zealand, or even Samoa, where there are some good tax incentives there. Yeah, so those are the type of things that I just want to make sure I get my permanent residency the safest way possible. And yeah. Another one is being a loner being a loner freelance engineer versus working in a team, in a company. And because you never have one company, you're always jumping around to different projects, you don't really know you can know who your team is, but you won't get that team feeling. So you're just in a team for 6 months, then out of a team for 6 months. But already I've only been in this company for 2 weeks now or so, and getting to know the team and what they want to do. You know, every piece of code has a human being behind it. So to know who these people are and what their dreams are, what their fears are and all that, it's a different feeling. It gives you more purpose than if you're freelancing by yourself, just trying to get money. Of course, the other way is if you make your own team. And yeah, I couldn't do that. I couldn't really do that. And also, when you join a company, there's people who have more skills than you and have more experience. So I can learn a lot. There's some people, like my manager, I have a lot of respect for. So he has a lot of experience, and to share to get to know him, and I can learn a lot from him. That's the part, right? You can learn a lot from a company. And then you can also offer a lot more if you're an employee than if you're a freelance. In my case, this company wants to try to expand abroad, and they don't really have English speakers, or let alone bilingual speakers who can code and who have lived in Japan for as long as I have. Companies can offer you something a lot greater than just money, and that's something I'm realizing lately. And I can offer them something greater than just coding for a project. For example, helping them find engineers, or helping them build a team, helping them connect with foreign companies. That's something greater than just making money. You're building a bridge between Japan and another foreign country, which can lead on to so many other things. Anyway, this place is great. Okay, so that's the end of my video. If you want to say your comment, say your piece. Okay, let me know what you think. Positive, negative, good for the algo. Check out my connect on my LinkedIn, the Discord. I don't know why I'm using Discord. It just seems some people use it, and yeah. Okutama.